Hi everyone, welcome. This is a tutorial video on how to submit your UIF COVID-19 Temporary Employer-Employee Relief Scheme submission. This is to get UIF funding during the COVID-19. So firstly, you'll go to the website called uifecc.labour.gov.za/COVID-19. Take note that this has replaced the email correspondence where you had to submit documents and send them via email. So firstly, we'll start by registering. You'll notice the website does take a while to load. It is quite annoying at times. Firstly, you'll register as an employer or a company. Then they'll require a UIF reference number. Very important, this is not your UIF number that you got from SARS. This is your UIF reference number that you get from the Department of Labour. So initially you had to call the Department of Labour or your accountant to get this number. They've now gone and put this tab here, get your UIF reference number, which is very useful. I'll go ahead and click on that. Then they require your pay as you earn number. So I've gone ahead and saved that, enter it here, and that will then give you your UIF reference number. You'll see it's got 7 digits and then a dash, which is important, / and then a 2. Go ahead and copy that, put that in here. Then you'll put in your trade name. Trade name, in our case, is Selfie Box. Do not put in the Pty, Ltd, or the CC, or whatever it is. Contact number, the email address, and then generate a password. And I'll go and click on login. Enter that same username, UIF reference number, and then your password. That typically happens. You'll just have to refresh. Right, so you've got two options of uploading. Either you can add your employees manually. If you've got a lot of employees, this could be a tedious process. And I've also done this the first time and I've not received any correspondence. So I've gone and chosen the upload a CSV file. You'll note that you have to click on download first. It takes a while to open. So before you do anything else, just wait for the file to download. There we go. I've already saved it here. That's a PDF tutorial, and then the second one is the text file, which is the guidelines. Right, so when you do open the text file, you'll see it's a sample that they've given. Unfortunately, it's got a lot of errors in it. So I'll point out a few to you just so that you can see. Firstly, they've put in spaces here, so there are to be no spaces whatsoever. If you do submit it with spaces, they'll just discard it because they import it into a system, and if this is not in the correct format, it just discards your application. That's what initially happened to me, and that is what resulted in this video. So you'll take out the space there. You'll notice there's another gap there, which is your employment start date and employment end date. If there is no end date, it will just be a blank between the two. Again, another area, spacing, more spacing issues, etc. Alright, so instead of carrying on and fixing the errors on this, you'll see here as well they've gone and put in a comma, 4000, 00, and very clearly it says in their PDF instructions the values should not be comma separated. So unfortunately, that is what I did, is I used their file, submitted, and we have to date not received our UIF funding. So I've created a different file here in a CSV format. Important, right click on it and open with Notepad. Okay, so we'll start from the top. The date of submission of today, the date that you submitted. Here's our UIF reference number. That's the date, start date, and the end date for what you're claiming for. Company name, pay as you earn number, cell phone number, email address, ID number, your first name only, not second name, and surname. Your salary, generic, I wish it was close to that, and then your employment start date, which is very important, is there is no employment end date there. You'll notice the empty space. If however your employment has in it, or one of your employees, you can put that in. This is the minimum wage for the sector. I don't know where they got it from, but I'll just leave it as is, 3,500. The 0 refers to what was paid to you this month. So 0 there. That's our account, bank account details, F and B. Keep or take note of this. This is not for each employee. This is the bank account details of the company. So I've put it in 3 times the same value. The 1 refers to it being a check account. The 2 would be savings account, and 3 would be a transmission account. That's the company's bank account number, and then lastly that will be your 1 would be paid directly to employee, 2 would be paid to employer. So that's very important. Once you've gone and saved this, also important is F-3 is the amount of employees you've added here. So if you've done 5, change that to F-5. Alright, so I'm not going to save that. It is saved there. I'll go back to upload CSV file, select it. Also important is it has to end, so the format that it is in is your UIF reference number without the /, the date of submission, and then the number of your submission. So if you've already submitted the first time, this would be then _2. Right, so you'll open that, and then I'm not going to click on this because I've already done it. CSV file upload. Once you've done that, it will give you a page saying that thank you for successfully submitting your documents or your CSV file, and then you'll receive an email saying, dear user, you have successfully submitted employee details. If your claim is valid, accurate and complete, your payment will be processed within 10 days. Now I've submitted this on the 3rd of April via email, got no correspondence back. Then again on the 17th of April with the errors, and then again today. So I'm hoping that this is a tutorial video on how to do it right, and that I can actually give a testimony of the funds coming in. So that then concludes the tutorial on how to submit your UIF claim. Thanks for watching.